and the third worst record in the National League. Lindor, the switch hitter, leads off. And off we go with the first time this year. Wraps a curveball around the plate, 2-0. Here's 2-0 to Lindor. Is drilled in the air to right field. Back goes Kyle Tucker, and the no-hitter lasts like 3 seconds tonight.
Two and 0, and just says, all right, you know what, I'm going to throw right down the middle part of the plate, see what you can do with it.
And Lindor, who so many times through his time in New York has sparked the Mets, is hoping that he's just done that. Juan Soto, and the lineup has fallen off drastically without him, but they still have 5, hitting .280 so far this year. And an 0-2 from Yamamoto takes in walk rate in the majors, which is unheard of. A guy who typically would swing at anything. On a 2-2 from Yamamoto, Robert lifts it into right center field, but he got under it, and Kyle Tucker will make the grab for the first out. Their clear advantage in the defense yesterday. He had several. The biggest swing of the game, a 3-run home run.
Well, one of the positive things about
4 swings and misses the entire night. Roplaski, here's a bouncer along first. Freddie Freeman's got it, feeds Yamamoto 2 out. Comes up here, base is empty, 2 gone. Yeah, it takes ball 1 in baseball, and that was what they went after. They went after high contact guys in overhauling this lineup. They're 28th in slugging. Curve is in for a strike. For being a high average guy, he will swing hard. Does right here and punches a bouncing ball to Freddie Freeman at first after the leadoff shot. 1-2-3. We're off and rolling in Los Angeles. The Mets on the board.
First time pitching against the Dodgers. Tony 0 for 4 last night after getting hit by a pitch his first time up. And he takes another fastball for a strike and reached base safely in 47 straight games going back to last year. He flies this one out to left, but coming on his bench to make the catch. And that's the first out. Arizona left with a... Kyle Tucker walked a couple of times last night, otherwise 0 for 2, and he fouls off the cutter. And the curveball stays outside. In history did that. And it's not the guys you'd expect as Tucker draws his 3rd walk in this series. Run for the Dodgers last night against David Peterson with a single up the middle. Well, especially when you got a guy when he struck the ball on a strike to Smith. He jumps away from it. The umpires the most?
I don't know, people, but they think we do, so let's go.
On deck. That cutter stick. Tucker at first with 1 out, a very short lead. Tucker not going, and Smith lines it to left. Bench coming over toward the line, diving, can't make the catch. Turning second, Tucker, he's headed for 3rd. The throw goes to 2nd, and sliding in safely with a double is Will Smith. Well, Bench made an extraordinary catch. Is back, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Freddie Freeman takes it inside. He hits one slowly up the line, coming in Vientos, and he's going to make the play at first as the tying run scores. That was an in-between play for Vientos. If he let it roll it on base 3 times last night with 2 walks and a double. And he takes first pitch fastball. Hernandez flailing at a cutter. Nothing in 2. Hernandez takes the curveball down. Spin rate curveball. Ever covers only 1-2 coming. He just got
Show why.
And then he's got the sweeper too. And he strikes him out with a cutter. So he's got those 3 different pitches that move left, and that one got Hernandez.
AAA to reset. Fouls off the first pitch. That big swing as he's tried to dial in his early career. Shoots a fly ball the other way that is playable for Kyle Tucker. Shy of the warning track for the first out. It's surviving as a utility guy with Bichette coming to play 3rd.
Let's go out and sign Bo Bichette.
It's got to be so deflating. You feel like
here. But sometimes you don't get the runway. And, you know, what's interesting for me is just
2 balls and a strike. Yamamoto comes back home, and a splitter's fouled off. 2
right.
in for him. Splitter dives under the swing and gives him his first strikeout of the night.
So tough against the right-hander on the left side. That's a death pitch for left-handed hitters.
Our opponent's now 1 for 7 first week of the season, but with an 0 for 3 last night, is now hitless his last 20 at-bats. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cubs' best pitcher so far in the first game there. Yamamoto kicks and throws and strikes him out. Another one for Yamamoto, who's retired 6 in a row since the leadoff home run from Lindor.
Max Muncy leads off against N.McLean. Muncy just a few days removed from a 3-home run game. Gets this one in the air to center field. Robert chasing it toward left center to the warning track and reels it in a couple of steps from the wall.
Yeah, sunrise. I mean, there are places in New York where you can watch.
Last night he hit a 3-run homer. He now has 20 runs batted in. 1-2 for McLean. Reaching for the...
Get the hitter to take it. He was not because he's so hot.
I mean, as he fouls off that fastball, the pitch before, he fouled off a hellacious curveball from McLean. And McLean gets him looking. Guessing breaking ball, he got the fastball. And McLean's got his second strikeout. Hits. Hyesung Kim takes a rip and also a middle infielder. Take it high, 1-1. And they threw about the same number of innings. Big rip by Kim, and it's one over a span of 7 years. That's right. In the air to left field, Biggs drifts over. He's there. And that retires the side. 1-2-3 from McLean in the second. 1-1 after.
Yamamoto firmly established as one of the top guys in the National League, and McLean just 197 in his first year in New York. You talk about the All-Stars that they brought over. Hadn't hit much in the couple years since. Last year, career low 2 bat to come around 2. On a 2-1 pitch, swings through it, 2-2.
293 slug combined.
Yamamoto's 2-2 is right there for strike 3. Splitter gives him his 3rd in a row.
Just fooled him. Couldn't pull the trigger. Wasn't a great located pitch.
Jacks for everybody. 1 gone 3rd inning. The rookie Carson Benj takes strike 1. Since down 0-2. Really good defensive.
Benj, he's not hitting. You better send him back down. I mean, did you expect? But he's in a situation where he's got to produce.
Bouncing ball to Freddie Freeman at first. Sizes it up. Feeds Yamamoto. 2 gone in the 3rd. A little bit out. Finished top 10 in MVP voting. Best of those years is runner-up to Shohei Ohtani. 6 games in that NLCS. Outside, ball 2. Yamamoto to Lindor with a 2-2 pitch. He struck him out with a cutter. Digging deep into that arsenal. And he's retired 9 straight.
Leads off. Friendly to switch hitter, but a much better left-hand hitter, and he hits it sharply. Semien to his left. Picks it up and throws him out. 1 away. Retired by McLean, and here's Ohtani, who lined out to left his first time. And he takes that in the majors. Ground ball, Lindor hasn't played perfectly. Low throw, and Vientos able to handle it for the second out. There, a great milestone tonight. In the Braves, they'll be up to the 8th loss. Pulled down to first, Vientos knocks it down, smothers it, flubs it over to McLean. I don't even know how to describe that throw, but he got it there.
The 2-hitter, Luis Robert, swings and misses at a depth the first couple drives, and then your team goes out there and executes exactly. Been a ton of fun with it. Jeez.
Mark turning back the clock. Again, both of these pitchers, Yamamoto is at an elite level.
Lindor did 3 pitches into the game. Here's a tapper back to Yamamoto. Robert's fast, but it's an easy play for the first out. Polanco on the corner. All that game planning, because that wasn't the case right away. Mark said that midway through last, he's got good stuff, but he has so much conviction with each pitch that he throws because there's thought behind it. There's intent behind it. Whoa, a high throw, and he's able to levitate to catch it. 2 out.
I like that. I think what he did. He had to jump, and then he just kind of stayed in the air. He's like, oh, okay. Athletic enough.
Look at that.
That's sweet.
I hope Suhu got a good shot.
That's a poster.
That's sweet.
Right?
Strike on Bichette. LeBron Yamamoto. And now an 0-2 to Bichette. On the ground to first, Freddie says, I'll just take this. You go ahead and stay away. We already saw how high you can jump.
14. Beyond the reach of a diving Carson Benj. That led to the breaking ball pulled foul. He broke his bat. 1-2 to Smith. Curveball fouled off. Got him looking. Is still technically on the schedule for the Colorado series.
Said he's feeling fine.
Well, right now he's feeling fine. I mean, stand with him.
Oh, in Unity?
2-2 to Freeman. And he got him. Nasty.
Breaking ball that never comes over the plate. It just stayed outside and fools Freeman.
One hit. Oscar Hernandez takes a knee-high fastball. Pitch clock starts again, and McLean's ready to go. Cover fouled off. And Hernandez goes down again, this time on the fastball away. McLean strikes out the side in the 4th inning.
Indoor home run being the spark that this Mets offense needed. They haven't had a base runner. Comes back home 1-0. Doubles up on it. No swing, ball 2. Always those questions when pitchers come over from Japan. Follows up 6 hours a day working with his trainer this offseason. Dangerous pitch here. Tie game in the 5th. On the hands. Sawed him off. 1 away.
Against yourself, right? And he sets a standard for himself each season.
Beatty trying to bunt his way aboard. Will Smith says, 2 out.
It's that drive within yourself.
Strike on Vienna
to do.
Strike 2. Here he comes. Misses inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Struck him out. Yamamoto keeps on rolling. Nothing doing since the leadoff home.
What a pitcher's duel we've got going here. Max Muncy hit one of the warning track in center field his first time up. Takes 33.89 average spin rate. That curveball hit to short. 2 hopper handled by Lindor. And Muncy retired 1 away. For League Baseball. There's Andy Pages, who was caught looking his first time up. I'm looking at a fastball on. It's driven to center field, but Robert gets in front of it and makes the catch 2 out. Might have been the hardest hit ball by the Dodgers tonight.
Gary, you mentioned that McLean's.
He's going places nobody's ever been before since they started measuring these things.
Do you know?
Kim takes a spin rate curve when he was with the Mets.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it all mean, right? But if you drive 107 miles an hour. 2-2 to Kim. He slaps 1 foul. And Tommy Edman right now. Edman coming back from ankle surgery, back as early as next week. And the backdoor sweeper just missed. Willett manning second base while Edman is hurt, and Alvarez took the brunt of that foul ball. Got it right off the thigh, right above the shin guard. Football players will. That one gets away past Vientos. Kim will go to second. So on the error, the Dodgers have a runner in scoring position. Position for Freely. Ohtani bounces one slowly for Simeon to handle, and that retires the side. So a walk and one left. We go to the sixth.
They had LA Dodgers custom hat that had the 51 on the thank you for all of their support through that hard time, guys.
Awesome stuff, Kirsten, as Simeon rolls it to second. Freeland throws him out.
First hitter of the game and threw right over the plate. Lindor got a hold of it in order, and then a weak ground ball to first base. There's an RBI.
It's to first his first time. 23 years old, and he's doing what it does to everybody. 2-1 pitch, Benj, sawed off again. Easy play at second, Freeland. 2 up, 2 down.
Figure I'll just groove a fastball. And
the 1-0 pitch. Lindor shoots it to left field. Tasker Hernandez swerves ahead, makes the catch, and another quick inning for Yamamoto.
Shohei Ohtani swings and misses. He's given up only one hit. Ohtani lifts this one to left. Should be easy for Bench. 1 out. The Mets have done a really good job of keeping Ohtani in check in this series.
What a competitor, great guy, and as you know, I was looking.
Grounded on the right side, waiting on it is Simeon. He throws out Tucker in there a two-way. I think that should say that to lock it down. There's Will Smith.
After he and I started game.
Smith takes a knee high. 0-2 coming. 2-2. Sweeper outside, full count. And Smith pops it a mile high. He's going to call Simeon and Lindor. It's going to be Simeon. Side retired. Nolan McLean, 6 stellar innings.
Polanco and Bichette here in the 7th. Luis Robert is 0 for 2 today. Takes ball 1. A similar contract. Went out of their way to 2 seasons. So a pretty good choice if that was the guiding principle.
It really is. It's a full package coming to Los Angeles.
Well, especially for
playing here in Los Angeles. And playing for this organization and what's been created here.
So if this thing stays in play, looks like it will for Freddie Freeman, and Roberts the first out of the 7th.
Hit it right
on the head. One day, one giveaway. Strike 1 on Polanco. Foul.
Players love it. I don't know if their wives or girlfriends love it when they got to drive in. It's a beautiful evening. A couple nights from now, we're going to.
Yamamoto comes home. Polanco fouls it off and stays alive. Injury, though, so he's mostly DH'd. 2-2. Yamamoto gets him, though, with a looping curve.
These guys, again, both of these pitchers, a ton of different pitches, but going about it different ways. Yamamoto, again, putting away another hitter with the off speed.
For Yamamoto, matches his season high. His first one to Bo Bichette. Ripped down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Ricochets to Hernandez. Bichette headed for second. Here's the throw from Teoscar. It's not in time. And the Mets have their first base runner since the home run to start the game. He's knocked in 4 runs this year. 2-0. Pitch. Alvarez tries to check up, but he went around, and it's 2-1. It's a 2-1. It's in the dirt. On a 3-1 pitch, Alvarez takes ball 4. So they go 5 innings without a base runner. First pitch. Splitter taken low. Alvarez at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a high cutter. He struck him out. And you knew it was coming, didn't you? That splitter dives away. We stretch in a 1-1 game. Stand and stretch. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep.
Now in the bottom of the 7th, facing Freddie Freeman. Struck out in the 4th. Comes inside with a changeup. Ball is strike. And it was indeed a strike by a healthy margin. And it's 0-2 to Freeman. Swing and a miss. Got him with a sweeper.
I mean, that ball starts at the letters and ends up at the toes.
And now Teoscar Hernandez, who struck out twice. And that curveball bends in for a strike. And Hernandez can't catch up with that chip. Teoscar takes strike 3 call. Now Max Muncy takes a curveball outside for ball 1. And nicked the inside corner.
Missed his spot.
Off speed, line into left center, and the Dodgers have their second hit of the night. Went out and flicked the changeup the other way. Andy Pages, hottest hitter in the lineup. He takes Pages takes one up and away. Pace. Trying to hold, and a foul tip into the mid of Alvarez for strike 2. Pages 1 and 2. Goes to 1-2. Struck him out. He went with the changeup on 1 and 2. McLean strikes out 3 in the inning.
Times for these two guys and nobody else tonight. One of the guys 8 innings. Here's Yamamoto in the 8th. Sawed off Vientos. Takes his time, throws him out 1 away. 0 for 2 today, 1 for 5 in this series. Corks a high drive to left center field. Hernandez going back onto the track near the wall. He's got room, and you wonder about the cold air with the temperature dipping down to 60 on this extra cool night. How that might have affected it. 2 gone in the 8th.
That was that fastball right down the middle part of the plate. He knows he got away with one. You know, it's interesting. You say it is cool here tonight, right? You're saying 60 degrees and in the 30s. But you're right. I mean, just
Today, averaged down to 125 in his first taste of the big league. Here's his 2-0. Bench takes a curve for a strike. Here's the 2-1. Bench takes ball 3. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Poke to left field. That's a base hit for Bench. Hernandez is able to keep it in front of him there. Go-ahead run is out. Lindor, who started this game with a home run, gets a chance here in the 8th and takes high against Lindor. Chopper to first, past the diving Freeman. Freeland can't get there either. And the Mets are at the corners with 2 gone. Lindor's second hit of the ball game. And in a 1-1 game in the 8th, the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. He's going to choose Blake Trinan. You got a guy in Luis Robert, while he's been way more disciplined this year throughout his career. Breaking pitches like Blake Trinan has have been his kryptonite.
should be a good time to start speaking English and say, no, Doc, I don't want to come out.
Appreciation from this Dodger Stadium crowd.
Yeah, done a real nice job so far. Will Smith having to be ready with that runner on third. Can't let anything get by him.
Luis Robert. There goes Lindor, first pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. Some of that old chase from him. His 1-0. This is inside. Trinan deals. Robert swings and misses. That's what you have in mind when you're Dave. Did he go? No. 2-2. Trinan's 2-2. Popped up. Foul ground. Freeman is over. And that's a souvenir. We'll do it again. 8th. And now a 2-2 pitch to Robert. It's worth a challenge.
The catcher is challenging the call of ball.
It is outside and it's full.
The call is a ball. Confirmed. The Dodgers have one challenge remaining.
Trying to finish it right here. He does! Breaking pitch rings him up.
The batter is challenging the call of strike.
Robert will challenge it. Dodgers are headed off of the field, and Robert should too.
The call is a strike. He is out. The Mets have one challenge remaining.
Is not allowed to run.
Miguel Rojas will bat for Ha-Seong Kim, leading off in the home eighth inning. First, Santiago Espinal on deck to pinch hit. Good changeup by Rip. Lane went 7 through 2-1 to Rojas. That's up and away and really not looking sharp. And that's inside, ball 4. So a rare leadoff walk.
Probably bunting.
He does square, gets the bunt down. Raley's going to have to go to first with it. 1-3 on the sacrifice. Rojas down to second. What do? Do you walk Ohtani the pitch to Tucker?
No. Lefty on lefty, I would not. But they are.
Do walk him. I mean, I don't think you could possibly argue with this.
No, you can't argue with it.
Tucker takes first pitch cutter for a strike. And he got jammed by that one. 0-2 to Tucker. Goes out of the strike zone with the speed. 1-2 coming. And he punks one into shallow left. That's going to fall for a hit. And the Dodgers will take the lead. Rojas comes around to score. Tucker dumps one into left field for an RBI single. It's 2-1 LA in the bottom of the 8th. Really stays in to face Will Smith. I thought they would. He's warming up. It is Alex Vesia. Diaz is not up. Smith takes the sweeper for a strike 3 call. Damage to 1 run as he faces Freddie Freeman. Freeman lays off the sweeper, ball 1. It's Raley. And he hits one in the air to right field. Pretty well hit, but back goes Beatty to make the catch at the edge of the warning track. Nicely done by Brett to end the inning. Tucker's RBI hit.
All the healthcare staff that he and his wife Kay brought here to the ballpark. All the nurses that were there with them during those such tough days with their daughter Sterling passing away last fall. And now they get to watch their guy Alex Vesia try and finish this one off. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Mets. Jorge Polanco leads off. Vesia comes home and Polanco takes strike 1. 0-1 to Polanco. A wave and a miss at a change. The 0-2. One away just like that.
Up in the zone, no way he catches up to that. Been his signature pitch for years.
1 for 3 with a double. Fly down the right field line. That'll become a souvenir. Strike 1. Vesia gets ahead again. Another great night of starting.
That's crazy to think that.
Kershaw and Greinke.
How many years?
Vesia delivers. Bichette swings and misses. 2 out.
He'd put away Polanco with that high fastball and then goes after Bichette with that slider down in the zone.
Down to their last out. Francisco Alvarez. Swing and a miss. Everything moving the way Vesia wants it. Here's his 0-1. Strike 2.
Swing and miss will do it.
Did he go? He did. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Alex Vesia slams the door in the 9th, striking out the side, and the Dodgers win 2-1.
Elite pitching performance by the Dodgers, capped off by Alex Vesia.